long has Dame been back getting shots up at practice?
Oh, not. He's barely doing anything. I see him a lot in the weight room when I'm working out and stuff. I see him a lot in there doing his, trying to strengthen his core and just his rehab stuff.
Everything positive, though, from what you're hearing about how everything's going with him.
Yeah, he told me he's feeling pretty good. Pretty sure he's sore sometimes and having, back and forth depending on how tough his treatment was that day. But yeah, I think he's feeling pretty good.
I think we're 3 weeks away from the reevaluation of him, and you have said and Dan said that you guys would see not only where he was physically, but where the team was. When it came time to make that decision. Is it still possible he could actually return, or is he done?
Well, I think we still gonna stick to that date, and just kind of see where we are. Obviously, we see where we are right now, so we'll just see. We'll make that determination when the time comes.
Do you have a overarching message you give to the new guys joining the team, or like what? I guess what do you kind of tell them about the team, or about yourself, or what you're expecting?
Well, I really kind of meet with them individually, and just kind of share with them, what I'm trying to do here, and why I think what their individual talents can do to help us. It's always good. I just remember being on the other side, to be able to meet with the head coach and talk about what personally, how I can help. So it's more that obviously our meetings with the team has just been normal. I don't, today was a day where I was able to go through some of our offense and talk about some of our defensive stuff so they can see it. They can understand some of the play calls, the verbiage. This is with those guys. It's pretty easy because we run a lot of the same things that the Clippers run. So some of it's different names, but for the most part, same actions.
Is your expectation that both Justice and Eric will be able to play tomorrow night?
No, I'm not sure on that. I'm still not sure on Bledsoe yet, but Justice, obviously, yeah.
But he didn't. So Bledsoe didn't do anything today.
No, just shoot a few free throws. Yeah.
Do you see Keon developing as more of an offensive player as he matures and grows? And does he have
Well,
the skills?
that's the hope, Aaron. That's the hope, man. I really like what our staff has been able to do from a developmental standpoint, and so we take over, Keon, and we try to develop him as well. We know he has the physical gifts, as good as anybody athletically. But now you got to start adding, stuff to his game. But first and foremost, for me, I got to see what his game is. I need to. Hopefully, he'll be able to actually get out here at some point, and then we start evaluating from there.
There's been a lot of talk about you guys not getting a first-round pick for Powell and Covington, but you got Keon, who was a first-round pick 8 months ago. Is he someone? And I guess you would never answer this in the negative, but is he someone that you guys looked at and thought that, yeah, that's someone we would probably select in that range where he went because we like his talent level?
That's more a Joe question than me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I look at him and I look at his talent. As a coach, it's kind of my responsibility to try to develop that talent the best we can and see how good he can be. But that's really not a me question though.
No, you're good.
I had asked you in Los Angeles about if you addressed the team during this time of year, knowing that kind of guys come and go, and this team has since made a trade since then. So since then, have you talked to guys individually on the team? Because you said that it was something that if you felt like you saw it, you would address it. And I don't know if you feel like you've seen anything in the past couple of days, but I'm curious if you've had those conversations since the Powell trade.
Well, I had obviously the conversation when we got the new guys here right before the game, obviously the other day. So talked to them a little bit at that time, and then individually, I've had conversations with our guys, but that's normal to me. That's very normal to me.
I guess how would you do you feel like the deadline is affecting players right now?
I think the deadline affects every player in the league. I really do. It has an impact on everybody because the uncertainty creeps in, and most guys will, even if it's a subconscious thing, it's going to have an impact on you. So, sure, I do. I definitely think that.
At the same time, though, even though losing can impact morale, you're going to have a lot of guys, especially young guys, who are out trying to prove themselves. They're getting to play a lot, you know. And then even someone like Justice, who's going to get to play more, he kind of fits what you like, so he's going to prove himself. So do you feel like there will be still an enthusiasm? Because even if you're losing, if you're young and you're playing, you're still.
Well, I do. I mean, you just look at our games, man. I mean, we're playing hard, man. You know, we're playing hard for the most part, trying to play the right way, you know, no matter who's playing or who's not. At the end of the day, it's the NBA, and every single guy in here, they earn the right to be here. But it's a privilege to play in this league, you know. So whenever you get the opportunity, you have to be trying to relish that opportunity, right? And for any of these young guys, I think on any team, the key for them is to try to do the best job they can to earn the trust of that staff, which, again, the byproduct of that is playing more minutes, get more opportunity, becoming a player that maybe you always envisaged yourself becoming. So it's still a process, and even though, like I said, with this trade stuff, you know, I don't really, I guess I've been through it so much that I never really feel sorry for the players in these positions. I've been there too many times. The biggest adjustment is for the family, your wife, kids, because those are the ones that live there every single day. For us, nothing changes. The Blazers is right here. I'm playing basketball. I'm going to practice. I'm getting on that flight. I'm going to play somewhere else. For the families, it's tough. It's your wife, your kids. They got to change schools. They got to find a new place to live. They got to find. That's who I feel sorry for, not the players. Our life is the same no matter what is on the front of that jersey.
Suck it up and play ball?
I mean, just you know, we got the best job in the world, you know.
What do you remember about the first time you were traded?
Oh, man, it was so emotional, man. I was 21, and I was the third pick in the draft. I thought that I would be in Boston for 10 years. I really did. And it was right at the deadline, and I was in – it's funny. We were playing Sacramento this night. It was the day before the deadline. I was a starter, whatever, and the guys that were in it, they didn't play us that night. So I go from starting to not playing, but my agent's telling me they working on the deal. So we play Sac that night and then fly to Vancouver. So I don't play, but I'm in the game, and we fly to Vancouver, and then in Vancouver is when Coach Pitino came and had to talk with me and stuff and let me know they was moving different directions. So it was a lot, man. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot, especially when I had expectations of being there for a long time. And I was playing pretty good, too, so a little bit of it, you know, it's a little hurtful. But at the same time, I got like a really very early snapshot of the business in my first 2 or 3 years, man, 3 or 4 years.
That's kind of the position Keon's in right now. Rookie first-round pick. He gets traded midway through his first season.
It is.
You didn't have kids yet at that point, did you?
Who?
You didn't have kids yet at that point, did you?
I have my daughter. Yeah, I have my oldest daughter. She was born in December, and to get traded in February. Naturally February, but yeah, like Keon, I mean, I think it's probably a little different. Like he was going to he went drafted to a really good team. Probably the expectation for him to play wasn't really there this year anyway. It was a little different for me.
Chauncey, you mentioned before that you don't read a whole lot of stuff. Do you hear about rumors though? Like, do you see them places at all?
Yeah, I do. I mean, people call me.
And then I know a lot of guys say they don't read anything, but I know they have friends.
Yeah. You hear about a lot of the stuff, and then there's probably a ton of the stuff that I don't hear. But that's cool with me. That's just kind of how I work anyway.